Greetings from WBCS Neo. I was just having a bit of a brain fart the other day, and I was thinking, I wonder how little you need to know to learn how to do a solve on a Rubik's Cube. Um, I will give credit to JPerm. If you watch his video, he actually has a video where he actually does a solve on a modified JPerm. Ironically, and he manages to solve the whole cube with one algorithm. That's one algorithm. Um, as a rule, the more algorithms, the better. However, for someone who's just learning, looking at, if you look at algorithms or algdb.net, for example, up here, if I can never get the finger right. If you look at that website and you look at all the algorithms, if you're first time cuber and you look at that and you're going, what the hell am I getting into? There's like literally, depending on what you want to learn, you can learn the basic algorithms, which are about anything up to about 80 algorithms or something stupid like that. I haven't counted them all, I haven't put them all together. And then you've got the advanced technique where, depending on which algorithm and which colours are in a certain position on the algorithm, you would do a certain one to do that particular skip, as it were. There's so many algorithms. There's literally hundreds of algorithms you can use to solve the cube, which for most would put a lot of beginners off. So I'm doing this video just to not put people off cubing, because I think we need to get more cubers on the thing. I'll just get rid of the kitty cat. Goodbye, kitty cat. By Heidi. So what I'm going to do is I've got cubes laid out here, as you can see. I'm just going to move them below the line of the text so you can see them. What it is you've got the 6 basic OLL sort of finishes, okay, other than obviously dot and stuff there, but we'll go through that because we're going to go through the move required to get to these stages. What we've got here is we'll go through these anyway. Obviously I've got my cube ready to do a mix on it. I'm just going to do a random scramble and then solve on that. So we've got this one here, which is the classic soon, okay, which is one of the OLLs you will be using to solve the cube. Okay, these are some of the conditions you get in. So obviously that's a 3 cube finishing before you get to full side before a solve. You've got what's called headlights, because if this was a front of the car, that would be the headlights. Okay, headlights generally when we do cubing would turn this to the side, execute a perm or an OLL or whatever, an algorithm, and that would put it in a certain circumstance. But today we're not going to use the algorithms which would be easy to solve just these 2 corners. For example, we are going to use this algorithm to solve this, and that. Okay, this one is side lights or blinkers or whatever you want to call it, basically because the 2 yellows are on the side rather than the front or the top. Okay, if it's on the top it's ready to be solved, or in this case it would be solved. These are side lights because they're on the side. Okay, many cubing videos will tell you the same thing. You've got these ones which you've got your diagonal corners which are just unsolved. You've got one that faces the front. If you rotate this around U2, you've got one that so you've got one headlight, one side light, or headlight, headlight, or you can have side light, side light. Okay, depending on which way you want to look at it. But you would use similar algorithms to these 2 to solve both of those. If you wanted to keep the corners intact, which you will. Okay, there is other algorithms, but they aren't as friendly. Then you've got headlights, brake lights. So you've got headlights on the front, brake lights on the back. Okay, which is another, again, there is an algorithm to solve that very quickly, but we are trying to make it so we don't have to. So if you're a first time solver, you're only wanting to learn 4 algorithms to start off with, and then once you get to that stage you can progress and add PLLs, OLLs, CL, whatever OLLs and whatever else is out there. And then you got the final one, which is basically headlights with side lights at the same time. Okay, but all these can all be solved with this move. Okay, which is crazy, but there you go. It's not efficient, but for a beginner who wants to just show off with their friends, if you are quick enough, you can solve the cube under a minute only using two OLLs or 2 algorithms, orientation ones, and 2 PLLs. Okay, once we get past this stage I'll show you which algorithm we're going to use. They are up here. So we have got OLL1, which is going to be used for just doing the cross. Okay, you only need 1 to do the cross. People are like, well, you could do this and that, the other. There's only 1 algorithm to do a cross. That's all you need, and it can be very quick. So that could be a 2-look OLL if you wanted to into a 3. You've got OLL2, which is the soon one. That's what we're going to be using to solve the top layer, as it were, to get all the yellows on top. Okay. Then you're going to jump to the PLL. In this case, you can use one of two. I've used T-perm because it's just such a nice algorithm. You can use J-perm. J-perm is another fantastic algorithm. There's very little difference between the two. And they both give you a similar result. They both end up usually in a U-perm. If they don't, and they come up with one of the ones where you've got this solid and you've got headlights all the way around, for example, then you can use U-perm up multiple times to solve that. So again, you're only using 2 PLLs. Okay, so we'll go through that. So what we'll do is we'll show you what you can do to solve these. Okay, obviously we can do a soon on this one, and that will solve the top side. And then in this case, we've got a U-perm, which is what we're going to be using. So that's that one there. So we'll do that one. Okay, and that solves it. Okay. If it was the other U-perm, you would just do that twice, which we'll go through on the cube. Okay, same with this one. We can do a soon. Okay, which gives me a soon. It gives me an anti-soon. Okay, in this case, which you can, but we're not going to do that. We're going to do another one. So we're going to do this again. There's the first soon. Do it again, which give me this one. Now we've got the soon, and now we'll do that a third time or fourth time. Losing count. Ended up with a U-perm. So we'll do a U-perm. Okay, that's the first one. It hasn't sorted it. We've still got a U-perm to go. Same U-perm, solved. Okay. Same with these headlights, side lights. So that gives me this one. So I know if I turn this around to here, it gives me a soon, and it gives me another U-perm. So again, we'll do U-perm stages. Okay, and repeat. Solved. So that's 2 algorithms I'm using for both of those, for all these so far. Again, this one we can do the same. Doesn't matter which way you do this, because we're using one algorithm. It doesn't matter because we can generate. Okay, we've got side lights. Yep, side lights. Soon, get that one in the position again. It gives me another soon. You can just keep doing this until you get a soon pattern that you recognize. In this case, we've ended up with headlights on all sides. Okay, so we just do a U, which will give me a solid somewhere. There's another U-perm. Let's give me a solve. Next one, we have got headlights, brake lights. Okay, so let's do a soon. That gives me this one. That gives me that one. That gives me that one. You could probably do soon over and over, repeat to get that. And there we go. And we have got, oh, look what we got here. Oh, that was a bugger, wasn't it? Well, that one was interesting. That one's changed it. So that's not a panic. Usually it gives us a U-perm. In this case, it's give us, well, in this case, a good old V-perm. So what we're going to do is let's have a look. We're going to do a T-perm. Okay, that has given me 2 on the side. Another T-perm, which has given me a U-perm. What a surprise. Okay, so again, and again, and solved. Okay, no panic. Final one, we've got headlights and side lights. We know that a soon from this start will give us a soon quite quickly. And this is a horrible cube. Go back to the start me soon. I've got a U-perm. Solved. So there you go. I have used 3 of the 4 algorithms to solve all those. No other algorithms were used. So that's proof that you can actually do it without. And it didn't take long to do 6 of them. You know what I mean? So anyway, those 6 can bugger off. So let's do a quick scramble on this. Okay, so let's have a look. So we're doing normal stuff. I would assume you know how to solve a cube. We'll do it Rubik way. It's sort of standard beginner way. So we'll get across, get the cross on top, get orange on there. Nope, there's a red just flitting around the corner. So we've got a cross, and then we'll put the corners in because we can. Ooh, what am I doing? Don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing silly things. God, what am I doing? It's because I don't do the cube this way anymore. It feels a bit weird doing it this way. So green, orange. So, and last but not least, that one. Hog it over. Put your edge pieces in. These are standard stuff. You know, I mean, there's nothing special. It's just general knowing how to do a cube, really. No special algorithms involved. These are standard Rubik's things. That one isn't, because I would have to do it. Actually, I tell you what. We'll keep it legal. Okay, now take it around the block and bring it back in. So there you go. Nothing special. Now we've got an anti-soon on here. I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to do it the same way. Okay, so that's that one. That's giving me the soon I want. So I've used the same one. In this case, I've got a G perm. Okay. So we are going to go and do a T perm. So we've got headlights, which will give me a U perm. Okay, or I can rotate, whichever. So let's do a U perm. There's the first U perm. Okay, still got a U perm, so repeat. And I have solved the cube. There you go. That's 2. Okay. Crazy, isn't it? I was lucky I didn't have a cross. I got a cross straight away, so I didn't have to use a cross permutation. So what we'll do, we'll do basically the cross one. Okay, so I've got a T there, for example. Let's just try and get some different patterns going. I'm trying to actually get there. We've got the old dreaded dot. Okay, and most cubers hate this because there's so many terms for this. So in this case, we want to do a double OLL1 in this case, so we're using it for the cross. So it's a straightforward F, basically just sets it in motion. So you do your other part of it, U, R, U prime, R prime, and then finish it. That gives me a line. Okay, now I can do that again. Gives me a cross. You don't have to do the F's, so you could just repeat that part. Now we know we've got a cross when we finish the F, and there's your cross. So that's that first algorithm at the top. There you go. So now we've got this bit. Doesn't matter difference which way we go with this. We do that. Do that. We've got anti-soon. Do this twice. Got normal soon. Got E-perm in this case. So I am just going to randomly do a T-perm. Okay, which is give me another T-perm. Okay, repeat the T-perm again, and it's give me a solve. So there you go. So you can solve a cube with only 4 algorithms. F2L, we don't really class these because these are quite intuitive movements up to the top layer. The top layer is when you definitely need algorithms. You can mess about with this and usually not get it wrong just by twiddling. So these don't really count, but there you go. So you've got 2 OLLs, 2 PLLs, which will solve a cube in no matter what state it's in. It just takes longer, and that's why people say, well, you can learn the basics of cubing and get a solve. What we do, you can solve the cube within under a minute using just 4 algorithms. Okay, from there you can go to the other stage. So you could do, like for instance, you've got soon that way, soon that way. So you can, okay, so you can swap the soons around to an anti-soon. There you go, in this case. Okay, and then you've got added algorithms there, which obviously I know all the PLLs, so that's fine. That's how you can solve a cube with only 4 algorithms. Okay, 2 OLL, 2 PLL. Hope you enjoyed watching. If you want to find out more about that, just leave us a message or contact me on Facebook directly if you want. I'll gladly take you through that. But that's all I used was these 4 algorithms. Up here, of course. And that's all I used. I didn't use anything else other than standard initial solving the cube up to the OLL state, which is the top layer when you start doing your cross. Okay. The other thing I'll quickly do before I finish is, for instance, if I've got a line here, I know if I do F, would not do the, so if I do that, okay, but not do the F and just do that U prime R prime and then do an F, that gives me a cross. So I did the 2, so I did P there. There's a nice P solve. Oh, look at that. I hate that when you try to do an example and it solves. So just trying to get back to a line. There we go. So we've got a line. I know, for instance, this instance will give me a full side, not just a cross. But if I do 1, 2, then it's give me a solve. Okay, because I came from solve state, so it's going to go back to solve state at some point very easily. So going from line can, if you've got headlights and side lights, give you a full side. It always does, which is great. So it's a nice little skippy move. Okay, so it's good. And sometimes you get a complete solve out of it, like I just did. Sometimes you get lucky like that, or you get a very nice, easy, like a U-perm straight off the belt. So there you go. So yeah, you can mess about with that first OLL and not include the F. Once you've done the F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then you can go back. It's like a 6. It's a 6. It's just like what we call. Well, it is just a J-perm. J-perm. What am I saying J-perm for? Just the same as doing that, but you're just doing an F instead. So you can do that at any stage. You can just carry on doing it until it solves. Okay, so there you go. It's a magic. I do like the good old sweep move because it can do so much and not affect the rest of the cube. That's the beauty of it. So using it with an F can change the whole aspect of this, but keep the rest of this intact, which is good. Okay, anyway, hello to everybody in Senior Cubers worldwide. By the way, I always like to have a nat with you lot and do solves and stuff like that. Hello Marcel and Michael and stuff like that. And anybody else, I do apologise for missing your names, but you know, I can't name everybody. I'll be here all day. Have fun, and I'll catch you again sometime.